Meanwhile, the DPRK has issued a new warning to the incoming U.S. president, saying it will never give up its nuclear weapons. For more on that and reaction in Asia to Trump's election, let's bring in CCTV's Roy Ruttenberg. Roy, we understand Trump also spoke by phone with the South Korean president. What more can you tell us about that?
That's right, Asiye. We know that on Thursday morning, Korea time, Donald Trump spoke by phone with the South Korean president, Park Geun-hye. The U.S. president-elect is said to have assured President Park that Washington would defend the Republic of Korea against any threat coming from the north. It's the type of assurance many South Koreans were hoping to hear, but uncertain they would, because during the campaign, Trump, the candidate, said he would consider reducing the number of U.S. troops stationed in the South if Seoul didn't pay a greater share of the cost of their deployment. At the end of their 10-minute call, Park invited Trump to visit South Korea in the near future. Meanwhile, an online publication in the Democratic People's Republic of Korea warned the U.S. against confrontation. Without mentioning Trump by name, the newspaper condemned Barack Obama's policy on Pyongyang and said it had only left a bigger burden for his successor. During his campaign, Trump had said he'd be open to meeting with DPRK leader Kim Jong-un. That's despite a series of nuclear tests conducted by the North, which have largely drawn widespread international condemnation. Asiye?
China, Rowie.
Well, Asiye, we're getting some more reaction, of course, out of Asia, some of it optimistic, some of it slightly cautious. In Beijing, the vice chair of e-commerce giant Alibaba warned if Donald Trump obstructed Chinese consumer demand, it would ultimately hurt American capital and effectively hurt American job creation. This, of course, less than 24 hours after his boss, Jack Ma, Alibaba's CEO, warned that if Trump doesn't work with Beijing, quote, it's going to be a disaster. Now, during the campaign, Trump had threatened to slap tariffs on China, causing some to fear he'd start a trade war between the world's two biggest economies. Meanwhile, Chinese officials were expressing their hopes that the two countries could and would cooperate.
China and the United States have extensive common interests. To develop and stable economic relations are in the fundamental interest of both countries.
China believes we should set a new and very practical working plan to positively respond to the expectations of industry and sustain the momentum and establish a free trade area in the Asia-Pacific at an early date.
That, of course, would likely be very different than the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, deal envisioned by Obama, opposed by China, and rejected during the campaign by Donald Trump. Now, one of the TPP's main participants is Japan. Its Prime Minister Shinzo Abe called Trump on Thursday and arranged to meet with him next week in New York. Asiye?
CCTV's Roy Ruttenberg, thank you.